Hello everybody, we have a game with the white pieces against Petr Pivovarov, rated 1288. We're going to get a good game here. He goes e6, maybe we're going to get a French, we do get a French. What do we want to play? Let's go bishop e3, hang this pawn. Why not? Just develop a piece. Okay, so he doesn't waste time taking the pawn, but this allows us to push for free. He jumps his knight into the center, which looks wrong. Very wrong. It's trapped. Is it not? If I kick the knight, he has to go here, at which point I kick the knight and it's trapped. Yeah. If you're gonna play e6 and d5, at least watch a video on the French. They're free. Did you know? On YouTube, they're free. So he takes, we could take with the queen. Let's be normal and take with the knight. We could put our bishop here. And our knight, we could just leave it at home for a little bit and see what black does. Okay, so he covers some stuff here. Let's eye his king. And if he castles, and I take, and he goes here, and I go check, and he takes me, and I take him check. If he goes up, that's check, and then here. Okay, so I'm gonna sack my bishop for the Greek gift, but you have to have knowledge of the Greek gift sacrifice, right? Which is bishop takes, knight g5, queen h5. But here you see that on knight g5 he can take it. So we're combining Greek gift sacrifice with fishing pole idea. Fishing pole idea is when you put your knight here and you just leave it hanging. He can take with the pawn, but it opens up your rook and queen. So we're going to combine those two ideas to take the pawn. This can't help his king, right? Yes, I have two, but he's got way more. His bishop and queen won't assist in the defense, but my queen will. So we're going to throw in this check. If he just goes back, we take. So he takes like this, but this opens up this check, followed by queen h5. So he has to try f5 to try to create escape. But then we turn the key and go g6, removing the escape square. So now he has to try to go this way, but that allows check, king over, check, king down, check, mate. So 13 moves. We take out Petri, or whatever his name is, with a gambit against the French. So normally the way I would play against the French is just the advanced variation. And put my bishop here and sack. I would sack my d-pawn. Because it's a pain. Just let it go. But in this variation, it's a gambit. He could just take this pawn. There's no reason not to. But he doesn't. So now when they go here, we just push. And typically in the French, they would retreat here and try to play for c5. But he didn't do that. He went forward, which traps your knight, immediately losing the game. And then normal development. And then at this point, the attacking patterns kick in. You may not know them or have the confidence in them the lower rated you are, but if you can try to calculate and even see it kind of working, just go for it, right? That's how you're gonna get better. Otherwise, you're never gonna go for it. You're always gonna be like, bishop takes 7. Like, it kind of looks good, but I'm gonna go c3, right? Like, come on. You just take it. You throw the knight in here. If he goes back, queen h5 creates mating threats. If he takes it, even in this position, I miss. Oh wait, did I miss? Queen h5. He could go back. Yeah, then if you take and he takes, yeah, that's no good. So what I did was better. So we give this check, right? And then we go here and it's unstoppable. It's important to know that if you check him, he's going to run and escape. So you definitely want to include G6. And he resigned, but let's say he tries to make room. Analysis board. He makes room. Oh, I didn't even realize. Duh. You just go here. It's mate in one. I was telling you guys that if you go here, that even this is mate right here, because this pawn covers the escape square. So he can't get out of mate no matter what. But yes, of course, there's just mate in one. I'm ridiculous. Okay. That was a 5-minute video. So one more fast one. Okay, E4, D4 against I Am So Flores. He's rated 1300, but now we're facing not the French, but the opposite direction, Philidor-esque style. How do we want to play against this? Okay, I know I took a minute for that, which is way longer than you should take. But I'm just going to go C3 and keep my pawn dual in the center. You have infinite options in that position. You could have developed any of your pieces, but I just went for this. So now he pushes past, trying to break down my center. That's fair. But I'm going to take that. He moved it twice. And I don't mind playing an IQP position. Black's completely equalized, but I have this pawn in the center, which should afford me a little bit more space and control of the center. So we get to develop a piece with tempo, hit the queen. He pins it so that he doesn't have to move his queen. So it makes a lot of sense. We're going to develop our bishop, cover this pawn, solidify a little bit, and develop a new piece. We're going to leave this knight at home this turn, just because he definitely wants to pin it. So I think it's funny to just mess with him for one turn and see what he does. I mean, we're going to put it there anyway, but we can definitely develop this bishop first. It also adds a defender, can't hurt us. And I mean, at the end of the day, this will be a threat once I castle. So he jumps his knight in. Maybe he wants to add additional pressure, right, to the knight. That's fine. I say we just continue developing. I think now is a good time to bring the knight out, defend the pawn again. And we have nice simple development and a pawn in the center. Don't have to complicate things. You don't need to win out of the opening. You need to just get a square for all of your pieces. My pieces clearly have no problems developing, and neither do Black's. So we both have a playable game, and whoever's, outplays the other in the middle game will win. So, I doubt he's in an opening theory right now, and I'm definitely not in any type of theory. Just an IQP isolated queen's pawn position, and I need to just get my pieces out and castle and try to be aggressive, because this pawn at the end of the day I will lose it in an endgame. So he moves the same piece twice, but it comes with the concrete threat of hitting the knight twice, so it makes sense. I'm just going to put my queen on c2. It stares at the center. It stares at the knight. It keeps on this diagonal. And by the way, I haven't been throwing in this check because just the knight defends simply. And it opens up this square for the rook. So queen c2 does a lot of things, including enticing this move, which stares at my queen. So that's a move you have to be careful about. You always have this check to get out of whatever he's trying to do, so he also has to be careful. You both have to be careful. I'm going to put my bishop intercepting, so now there's no discoveries, and if in fact it's him that has to be careful, because if he moves the knight, his bishop will be hanging. And now I just have my pieces on the most logical, obvious squares to put them in chess. Ready to castle either way. I'm going to go king side. And I mean, what could possibly be bad about white's position? 10 moves in. I mean, and how hard is it to do this, right? You just put your pieces where they belong. And whenever you have an idea to do something like crazy, just don't do it and go back to something normal. Normal does not mean boring. So now there's pressure here 3 times. Once I castle, the queen's also going to be hit. I'm castling next. He'll lose this pin. He has no pin here. I don't know what he's going to do. And so black, I mean, it looks like he has super active pieces. But at the end of the day, I think whites are more active and better positioned. I think blacks are misplaced almost down to the very last one. This bishop, I'll argue, is misplaced because you never want to give it up for the knight. This knight, I'll argue, is misplaced because it's overwhelmed by the pressure. Bishop, I'll argue, is loose. Queen, I'll argue, does not belong here because it's under attack in the center. See? And now he's forced to trade the bishop for my knight, which I, of course, love. Solidifies my center for free. Cover the dark squares for free. Nice cubby hole for my queen. Gives me open B file. And I still have this thing going. Lot to work with, right? If I want to force a bishop trade, I have moves like this, right? I could even go knight to the side. That way it forces him to give me the bishop, not for my bishop, but for the knight. Because if he moves it away, his knight would hang. So I could go get his bishop. If I add pressure to the queen, and the queen wants to defend the knight, it has to go here. But then he walks into an additional fork, losing material. So although you may think to hunt the bishop or add pressure to the knight, I think this works tactically. It's also positionally c4 controls the center. So he does move back, but now I thought we have this. Hitting his queen. He can counterattack our queen, but we would get a queen piece. So we would get a piece, which is what I plan on getting anyway. Also, if he goes here, okay, he doesn't go there. He goes here, but this hangs. It keeps this pressure. I even have this now. Let me just take that, and then I'll go here next move. Now let's take the bishop. Oh! I auto moved because who's expecting him to just put his queen here, right? Okay. Anyway, so we just take control of the center because we get open lines with that. And here you can develop your knight, right? You can develop your bishop, your other knight. But I took a minute and decided on c3. A little ridiculous move if you ask me, but I don't know why I did it. It's a move. So I played this way. And here you can push past. He'll play c5. You take, he'll take, and it'll be a weird open position. But we did that a different way. We just took, and now we have a weird open position. But it's just an isolated queen's pawn position. We develop hit the queen. He develops in pins. But this is only temporary. It only looks good until I castle, and then the bishop doesn't belong there. So we just develop towards the center. We develop towards the center. We develop towards the center. We develop towards the center. King safety, castle. Bring the rook towards the center. Force move. And then we win. On move 13, we see tactical opportunity. As previously mentioned, his pieces are, even though they look active, they're actually misplaced. One of the roles of pawns, other than to sacrifice themselves, like, you know, just blow themselves up, they're sacrificial, is to, because they're so low value, is to just bum rush enemy pieces and they have to move. He does not have any pawns in the center. You know, he just has 2 open files, which looks good, but I have pawns in the center and they can kick enemy pieces. That's why it's important to have pawn presence in the center. So here we go. And then immediately, even without the tactic, look at the position. White looks amazing. But we win stuff. We take a piece, and now we definitely go for this. He blundered his queen, but I instant move because I didn't expect this, and then he resigns. Fine. We get 2 games. Still very quick. We're climbing up the ranks faster the higher we go. That's weird. But good luck in your chess. Submit your rapid game in my Discord. Subscribe. Goodbye.